Hey, Nissan Deneta here from the Good Life Redefined. Today we are in a health day and we're going to talk about healthy lifestyle, or more importantly, or more focused, we're going to talk about your health situation right now with a very, very simple and very powerful tool which we call the health assessment or the health and longevity assessment. The assessment is basically 12 questions that I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to give you a way to measure between 0 to 10 where you are today. It's subjective, of course, but I'm pretty sure that it will be pretty clear for you how to do that. And by the end of it, you will have a score which will tell you, what is your score for now in your health and longevity. And the idea is to use that as a tool that you can every few months, usually every 6 months or a year, you can go back to it, answer the same 12 questions again, and see, hopefully your score is getting better and better every time that you're doing it, which means that your health and longevity condition becomes better. So what you'll see that in many of the questions that I will ask, I will also describe ways or there will be videos that we will create especially for you to deal with that specific situation. So make sure that you subscribe to this channel so you will have access to the new videos as soon as they come out. So let's jump right into it, into the 12 questions. The first question is, how much sugar do you consume? If you consume no sugar, or pretty much no sugar, and I'm talking about processed sugar, I'm talking about white sugar, I'm talking about artificial sweeteners and stuff like this. I'm not talking about the sugar that comes naturally in fruits, for example. So if you're using none of it, then give yourself 10 points. If you're using maybe once a week, you eat some sugar or something with sugar, maybe a cookie or a cake or something like that, then give yourself 5 points. If you're having it a few times a week, then give yourself 2 points. And if you're every day consuming sugar in any way, shape or form, then give yourself 0 points. That's not a good situation. And we will dedicate a video just for how do you lower this sugar addiction and how do you use less and less processed sugar so you can become healthier. So stay tuned for that. The second question is about, we call it sometimes the white poisons. It's the white flour and it's the white rice, and even potatoes can belong to that category. So those are things that are not good for you. Okay, most of the time they are empty carbs. So if you're using none of them, then give yourself 10 points. If you consume it once a week, maybe, then give yourself 5 points. If you consume any one of those a few times a week, then give yourself 2 points. And if you're consuming it pretty much every day, then give yourself 0 point. Okay, we will talk in another video about how to get to a diet which doesn't include processed food or include minimum of processed food, and for sure out of all the white poisons. All right, the next one is about fasting. Fasting, what we define fasting is minimum of 18 hours without eating. Usually it's 24 hours, but minimum of 18 hours without eating. It's very, very good for you. It's very good for your digestive system to give it a rest. It's also very, very good for your brain. We will dedicate a video just for that, just for the intermittent fasting, which is a very, very important healing tool and healthy lifestyle tool. If you already do it for 1 or 2 days a week, then give yourself 10 points. That's fantastic. If you're doing it 1 or 2 days a month, then give yourself 5 points. If you're doing it maybe 3 or 4 days in a whole year, give yourself 2 points. And if you never fast, if you never take a break from eating for at least 18 hours, then give yourself 0 points for that. Next one is exercising, aerobic exercising. Aerobic exercising to a level of sweating. Okay, we can do a lot of different type of aerobic exercises, and it really doesn't matter which one you're doing it, if it's running or if it's playing sports or if it's dancing aerobic, whatever it is, you can jump rope, whatever works for you, but it's important that you get to a sweating point. So when you can get 4 times a week, 45 minutes of aerobic activity, then give yourself 10 points. That's fantastic. If you're getting to 2 times a week of aerobic exercise for about 45 minutes, give yourself 5 points. If you're doing it a couple of times a month, then give yourself 2 points. And if you rarely do any aerobic activity to a point of sweating, then give yourself 0 points. The next one is another exercise, and that's strength training. Usually it happens with weights or in a gym, but you don't have to. There's many, many different exercises that gets you stronger in your body, that gets your muscle to develop stronger. We will dedicate a video for that in the future, for how to do that in a very safe and easy way. But you need to do that about 2 times a week to get the 10 points from me, okay, for the assessment. If you do it 1 time a week, give yourself 5 points. If you do it a couple of times a month, give yourself 2 points. And if you rarely or never do any strength exercise, then give yourself 0 points. The next one, question number 6, it's a bit different. You cannot know that by heart. You will have to actually stand up and do it. And that's how long can you stand on one foot with your eyes closed and keep your balance. And this is a very, very important indicator, the ability to stand on one foot and stay on balance while your eyes are closed. It's a very powerful indicator to how long you're going to live and how much are your chances to get dementia or Alzheimer. So the longer you can do that, the better. And this is something, by the way, that can be trained and improved, and we'll talk about it in the future. But for now, just what you want to do is to stand up on one foot, close your eyes and try to stay in balance, measuring how long can you stand there. If you can do that for over 15 seconds, you're fine. Give yourself 10 points. If you can stand between 10 to 14 seconds, then give yourself 5 points. Between 5 to 9 seconds, give yourself 2 points. And if you cannot stand more than 4 or 5 seconds, then give yourself 0 points. And this is important, okay? This is important that you start taking care of that. Now, the difficult part with this question is that it really depends on your age. The younger you are, the more time you can stand, or you should be able to stand. The older you are, the less. So the numbers I gave you will be good if you're in your 40s, 50s, 60s. If you're in your 70s and up, then the time will be shorter. If you're younger, the time should be a little bit longer than that. Next one, question number 7. It's about meditation. And meditation, we all heard about it at least, that meditation is good for your health. It's good for your mental health, emotional health, but also for your body. Okay, so we do want you to meditate. Okay, if you're already doing it, that's fantastic. If you meditate daily, then give yourself 10 points. If you meditate weekly, give yourself 5 points. If you meditate a couple of times a month, give yourself 2 points. And if you rarely or never meditate, which is fine if you never learned how to do it, then give yourself 0 points. And we for sure will have a video or more than one video teaching you different methods of meditation, explaining the why, explaining the how, and give you all the tools to do that. It's a very easy, very relaxing exercise. When you do it right, you get all the health benefits. Okay, so stay tuned for that. The next one is about stress, is how much stress do you experience in your life? And stress today is known to be the #1 killer in the world. And it might be not the stress itself, but the illnesses and diseases that stress creates. But this is something that you want to avoid as much as possible. So if you're feeling that there is no stress in your life, then give yourself 10 points. If you feel that you have some low level of stress, give yourself 5 points. If the stress level in your life is medium, whatever it is medium for you, then give yourself 2 points. And if you're feeling that you're constantly on quite high stress, then give yourself 0 points. Okay, this is something that we will need to address very, very soon, how to reduce stress in your life. The next question is about smoking. And if you're not a smoker or you didn't smoke anything for the last 5 years, let's say, then give yourself 10 points. If you're smoking a couple of cigarettes a week, you can give yourself 5 points. If you're smoking less than 5 cigarettes a day, give yourself 2 points. And if you're smoking more than 5 cigarettes a day, give yourself 0 points. Okay, you're shortening your life. The next one is about alcohol. And usually there is a debate about red wine. You know, is it good for you? Is it bad for you? It goes on for hundreds of years. So I'm going to take the red wines out for now. Okay, but any other alcohol, if you're not consuming any alcohol, give yourself 10 points. If you're consuming 1 or 2 drinks a week, then give yourself 5 points. If you're consuming a drink a day, then give yourself 2 points. And if you're consuming more than 1 drink a day, then give yourself 0 points. The next one is overweight. If you're not overweight at all, give yourself 10 points. If you're overweight plus minus 5 kilograms, then give yourself 5 points. If you're overweight more than 10 kilos, give yourself 2 points. And if you're overweight more than 20 kilos, give yourself 0 points. And the last one, you want to have a look at how rested you feel after sleep. If you feel very rested and energized after most nights, then give yourself 10 points. If you find yourself that you're often rested, so maybe a few times a week, then give yourself 5 points. If you find yourself that sometimes you're rested, but most of the time maybe not, then give yourself 2 points. And if you're rarely rested after sleep, then give yourself 0 points. So that's it. What you have to do now is to calculate all the points together. So you have you answer 12 questions. You have all the points together, some of them 10, some of them 5, some of them 2, some of them 0. Just add them all together. And then you're having right now the total score. When you divide it by 12, you will get the average score for your health and longevity. And of course, we want it as high as possible. We want it closer, as much as possible, closer to 10. So here's what we're going to do. I took this assessment that I just gave you now and put it as a PDF file that you can print. So you can do that anytime you want. The link to the PDF will be under this video. So all you have to is to link it, to click the link, and then you'll get the piece of paper. Every 6 months, I would suggest print that. Go and watch the video again so you'll hear my explanation for every point and mark your scores again, and then do the calculation. What you want to see is that every 6 months the score goes high or higher. Okay, that's the idea. Yeah, that's pretty much for today. Please, please, please do yourself a favor and your friends and colleagues, anyone that you think that could benefit from that, please refer them to this video, tell them, share the video, tell them that they should do that, tell them to click the link below in order to get the assessment so they can do it for themselves, so they can start taking responsibility for their health exactly like you're doing. Okay, let's make this world a more healthy world. We can do that together, but we need the awareness. We need to know where we are now in order to know where we're going. So please share it with people. Please let us know in the comment box below if you have any questions, if you're willing to share your score, if you're willing to share your commitments of what you're willing to do from now. This will help us also to decide what type of videos you need next in order to make sure that we're getting you as healthy as possible. Okay, so this is very important for you. It's very important for us. Let's make it an effort for all of us together to create this world a more healthier place. Okay, so that's pretty much it from me, from Lisande, and until we meet again, live fully, stay awesome.